Live from the 301, live from the pot. I want to welcome my audience to episode number 224 of Curry in the Pot. I'm your host, guy Mike Curry, and I'm back again with another episode, man. If you missed last week's episode, go check it out, man. We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're getting that at, man. But we're back again with another episode. Back with my guy, Bink, man. Before we start this episode, actually, he don't even know I'm about to do this, but we're promoting Bink, man, to be official co-host of Curry in the Pot, man. He's been here all season, but we're going to officially promote my guy, man. So all things Curry in the Pot, Bink will have an input on. I mean, he's kind of already been having a role. It's been like an acting role, but it's official, bro. You co-host now, Curry in the Pot, man.
Thank you,
So
man. As always.
Man.
I guess I can't even say thanks for having me anymore. I guess I'm supposed to be here.
No,
but
you were part of this, man. So, without you, I couldn't have had this thing rolling the way it's rolling this year. So, definitely appreciate you, man. But also couldn't have things rolling the way it's rolling without my guy Soundman behind the lens, man. Soundman, James O'Matic, whatever you want to call him. My guy's in the building again, of course. But, Big, let's get right into it, man.
I got
let's
a lot to talk about this week.
We got a lot to discuss, man. So I don't want to waste any more time.
It's a lot to
talk
talk
waste
about.
Any more time. We're going to start with last night's game, Thursday Night Football, and then we're going to rewind a little bit to week 9, I'm sorry. Let's talk about Thursday Night Football. Ravens, Bengals, final score 35-34, man. Talk to me about this game. You guys described it as drunk in the group chat, which it was. It was wild, bro. It gave me like Madden vibes, I'm not going to lie, but what'd you think?
I don't want to say this is the same old Ravens team, but this is a game.
Expand on that.
This is specifically, I'm talking about defensively. They couldn't stop a thing through the air.
Yeah, for sure.
Not only that, this is a game where Derrick Henry only had like 14 carries. And I'm just like, I get it. They were down.
Yeah.
They were down. But there was definitely more of an opportunity, especially in the first half, to get Derrick Henry more involved. I mean, we only had 7 points going into halftime.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's great that Lamar saved us, and he's probably the front runner for MVP right now. However, it's just like when we get into the playoffs and are we going to do the same thing we did last year?
Yeah.
That's where I am with Baltimore, where it's just like, this might be the same old team it has been the whole time, even with Derrick Henry. Like, you're supposed to be running the ball and pounding the rock, and they just were not doing that last night.
Yeah.
I mean, they still ended up winning, so I don't want to dunk on them too bad.
And, the Ravens' run defense has also been stingy, but last night it wasn't as stingy.
Chase Brown was
doing his thing.
If it wasn't for that Chase Brown fumble, he might have been a player. Well, I guess I can't even say that because Jamar Chase was insane, but they had great performances all around last night from that offense. And Joe Burrow looked. If they had a defense, he will be the MVP of the league right now. Joe Burrow's been doing this
ridiculous
thing.
He's been balling, bro. And I can't even say quietly because it's been like, Joe Burrow's been balling.
That last throw to Jamar Chase was ridiculous. It was over Nate Wiggins, and I don't even remember who the other corner was on the outside. But that was just a ridiculous throw. He threw it at the only spot where Jamar Chase could catch it. That game was amazing, and I feel like we're not even doing Jamar Chase enough credit. What was it, 11 grabs,
260, 264,
and 3 touchdowns,
TDs,
none of which were career highs.
Bro, and none of which were career highs. That's kind of nuts.
I think I'm talking about the future now for Cincinnati. I don't think T. Higgins gets re-signed by this team. Just for the fact that they need to allocate that money somewhere else. They don't necessarily need T. Higgins.
They need to allocate it to Jamar Chase. The guy who needs the contract. That's the guy that not only they definitely can't pay both, but you gotta pay Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
he has to get paid as soon as you.
I don't think T. Higgins comes back, but looking at the rest of
we don't need him. I mean, obviously. They would like to have him,
yes.
But for the number, they can't afford him at that number, and their owner's already cheap, so they can't do it. But they need to pay Jamar Chase because if he's on the open market when I don't want to think about what he would get on the open market.
And I feel like we've been having this conversation every week with the Bengals, but can they turn it around? Like, let's look at the rest of the schedule. It's Chargers bye week. They still got both games versus Steelers. Browns game, Titans, Broncos, and Cowboys in some order.
Yeah. I mean, they
Those
should
are
be
a
able
lot
to
of
turn
winnable games.
We literally been talking about this every week, and I thought last night I thought they were going to beat the Ravens last night.
They should have.
Because they always played them. They played them tough the first game this season.
And I don't even want to talk about the 2-point conversion and all the missed penalties.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, in my opinion, the ball should have went to Jamar Chase.
Of course.
The original look before the timeout they called, It was like a 3-by-1 set. It was Jamar Chase and Brandon Stevens on the left side alone. It was no reason to call a timeout there if I'm Zach Taylor. I don't care. We want to see what the defense gives us. It's Jamar Chase and Brandon Stevens out there alone. I'm throwing that ball 10 times out of 10. If we lose, we lose. And if that's how we lose, we lose.
Yeah, no,
but
facts.
man, that man was ridiculous. He can make any play go for a touchdown.
No, literally, that's what I was saying. I think it was, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but like I was talking about like how Odell used to grab and go. That's why they put the ability in Madden. Grab and go. Jamar Chase could literally do the same thing. Like it's nuts, bro. Like I saw, like if you see the clip of like one of his touchdowns, it was like 3 Ravens around him, and then the caption was like he scored on this play, and like it's just nuts, bro. Like. And then Brian was saying it.
You were saying it last night, top 2. I still don't know if I can get behind that. It's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. I could do 3 now, though. I could put him over AJ Brown.
Just because AJ Brown just don't get on the field, man.
Respectfully, I can do it, bro.
It's
AJ
tough.
Brown not going for 264. Respectfully,
He's also
not saying he can't, but he's not doing it. Not saying he can't, bro. Not saying
Joe Burrow to Jamar. It might be the best. Is it the best quarterback to receiver connection in the league right now?
Right now, yes. Right now, yes.
Oh my god, they're ridiculous.
Right now, yes. We used to have that was tough. We used to have Tyreek and Mahomes.
But they weren't even doing the things that.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
doing.
Yo, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow have been doing this for some time now. They've been doing this for quite some time. I'm mad I got the mic.
I've got something to say about this game. Zach Taylor is, for lack of better words, I don't even want to say pussy, but like, come on, bro. What are you doing the entire game? Like they were talking about, afraid to kick the field goals or all that. You don't want to give the ball back to these guys, but like, come on now, we're here. Kick the extra point. Go to overtime, man. Get another chance.
They did that the last time they played Baltimore.
That's true.
To be fair.
They went to overtime.
Took it out of Burrow's hands.
It was only a 3-point win, so they had a chance. So you still got the overtime. Your offense has been doing good. Like, why are you being afraid, bro? Just kick the field goal. Go to
facts, bro. We were robbed to seeing Jamar Chase go for 300 receiving yards in overtime.
No, they would have got the ball. Whoever got the ball first in overtime was winning that game. Regardless, it didn't matter.
Oh man, but good. Nah, that was a hell of a game.
We didn't even talk about last week. We had to start.
Where we going? We could rewind to last week, man. It was quite a week in pro football. I remember we were all looking at the slate last week, and it was like, but like some of the games was alright.
Bills Dolphins. Let me start here.
That game was good.
Bills Dolphins. Let me start here. Miami season is done. Like, I know we've been saying that for a minute, but they had to win last week.
Yeah.
And they had every opportunity to
win, yeah.
But then Tyler Bass kicked a 61-yarder to send the Bills to 7-2. And Josh Allen, I want to talk about Josh Allen for a second. He's like what Lamar's been doing for the previous years when we talk about doing it with little to no help.
Yeah,
it's pretty much what Josh Allen has been doing this year. And he had that one play. I forgot who he threw it to in the end zone, but he was getting taken down. Like he was falling to the ground, just flipped it over.
The play where you somebody said Josh Allen is, I think it might have been in your chat. It might have been in our chat. I know you said something about Josh Allen. I think multiple chats said something about Josh Allen.
I think I said something about Josh Allen's ridiculous or something like that. He's a phenomenal player, man. What else happened last week?
That makes me happy. As a Josh Allen supporter, I love hearing stuff.
What else happened last week?
Been Josh Allen.
Ever since he jumped over that boy.
Since I know Sal, man, he's been a Josh Allen guy.
Bruh, it was rookie year. He jumped over a guy on the Vikings.
I was against Minnesota.
Against Minnesota. And I was like, why is this white man jumping over people? I like this guy. And then I did my research. I'm like, yeah, I love Josh Allen. He's my guy. But he comes up short, pissing me off. That's why I haven't been backing him this year. But he is playing hella ball this year.
Bryce Young. He had a good week.
I was waiting to get into this game because listen, I'm sorry, P. I'm sorry, Jordan. I missed Monday morning pod because I was so upset about AJ Brown not cashing my leg. But I did want to rant about the freaking Saints. They are terrible. Derek Carr, you're terrible. You sent my guy all the way to the hospital.
He sent Jawan Johnson to the hospital. Well, he ain't go to the hospital, but he sent Jawan Johnson in the concussion protocol as well.
My man, Jawan Johnson. Yo, this is This is a new low, and I feel bad because my guy Chase Young is on there. I was 50-50 on hoping he would get traded to a contender in last week's deadline.
The trade deadline. It's a lot to talk about.
Or did I want him to remain on the team because I'm going to New Orleans in late November, end of this month. But this is a new low. The Carolina Panthers, is a team you smoked earlier in the season. You smoked them week 1. You smoked them. And you lose to them, and the way you lose to them, it was just bad. But as always, I give out my criticism, but I also give out credit when credit is due. And Bink said Bryce Young played a really good game.
He realistically could have had like 240 yards and 2 more touchdowns, but the Xavier Legette drop into the interception was ridiculous. Yeah. And I think it was Jalen. I can't remember that man's last name.
Coker?
Yes.
Yeah.
He had a crazy drop on an actual touchdown, and I'm like, bro, Bryce, he's looking.
He's all right. He's looking all right. He should be a starter. Let's say that.
He's looking all right. I don't even know who the Panthers play this week, but
they play the Giants in Germany.
Yeah. Oh, they do play the Giants. I did say I was going to get up and watch that game.
Nah, in fact, I'll be up. I'm always up.
Shout out Drake May too. He had a crazy play at the end of the game against Tennessee. The surgeon. But he also threw the game away. He also threw the game away.
It was funny because this is what happened. We was in the group chat, right? And we was Bink was talking about his mom, and Bink's mom was like, "How come the Cowboys can't have a quarterback like Drake May?" Then Drake May threw it up for grabs, and I think Bink was watching on the stream, so he didn't see it in real time. And I was like, "That's what your mom wanted,
bro." No, that's exactly what happened. He said, "That's what your mom wanted." I looked at my phone. I looked up. I just seen a ball in the air. I said, "Oh, this get intercepted." This get intercepted.
Oh man.
Yo, we gotta talk about Chicago.
The Bears. Oh,
what is going on?
DJ Moore quitting on plays.
He rolled his ankle on the play. That's what Eberflus
allegedly
said.
I mean, that's a good lie. It's a good lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah.
I was like,
I ain't never seen a man get pushed out of bounds by Casper and then immediately walk over to the bench. But
and he didn't even grab his ankle. That's why I said good lie. But
I sent you that TikTok. That play where Keenan Allen ran a choice route.
He ran a choice route.
He ran a whatever.
And it was a man. It was a man coverage too, and he just ran like a whatever route.
Like he literally came back. It was like a stop and go, but he didn't even stop. He just kind of stuttered and then went upfield, went in Roma Dunze's lane, and it was just they're just a mess, bro. And I was high on them before the season.
Daniels broke their spirit.
He really did.
He broke their spirit.
He really did. I genuinely believe they won against the Commanders. They would not have came out that flat against Arizona.
I think watching Hard Knocks, that let me know everything about them, bro. I was like, it's over.
Caleb.
The Bears in general.
So do you think
they couldn't even curse on Hard Knocks? I said, this team is not serious, bro.
Yeah,
I'm done with them right here, right now. But to be fair, last year they did not come on until the second half of the season, so this is where we are. It could happen again, but I don't have any faith in them.
They got all the division games left. They still got to play San Fran. They still got to play Seattle.
I want to know if y'all think Caleb rubbed people the wrong way. With his ego and just kind of being the way they propelled him coming into the league, the pedestal they put him on. Do y'all think that was y'all think that rubbed people the wrong way? Because I remember they were asking players about him. I think Jalen Johnson was he's just another one of the guys. Do y'all think that the pedestal he was put on rubbed players the wrong way? I mean, I think Matt Eberflus is trash. He's a trash coach anyways, but and their OC's apparently trash too. But do y'all think that rubbed people? And obviously we're going to see them with a new coach and new offensive coordinator next year. But I just want to know, do y'all think that his personality and the pedestal they put him on rub players the wrong way? They were saying he's Patrick Mahomes before he even played it down in the NFL.
As a man that knows his sister, I can't speak too much on this.
Hey, yo.
1, 2, I just didn't like the fact that after Heisman year, it was all right, I'm
going to the league.
I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where it started. It's not that easy coming to this, next step. So I have nothing for it personally.
I respect that.
I don't know, man. It's just He was that guy in college though. Like,
nah, he was 100% that dude.
Well, yeah, but
you want to forfeit the last season? You weren't that guy. Granted, his defense sucked.
Yeah.
Pac-12 shit. So But
R.I.P. to Pac-12.
It's coming back.
It's
not the same, but it's coming back.
It's not the same, but
Utah State's there now.
chill out. What else happened last week? Commanders picked up another W.
They did.
Got the chicken sandwich thing off at 8 wins.
Oh, yeah, they probably
they
gonna get that.
So the next time we air the show, because Soundman gonna be taking a leave of absence, personal things, man. He put his PTO in, but I want you to bring my chicken sandwich onto the pod because they will have more than 8 wins by then. So just go ahead and bring my 2 chicken sandwiches on the pod, bro. Roman Rooster, say no.
There's a few more games I want to touch on.
Let's get it.
Lions Packers happened last week. The Packers came out flat. Jordan Love looked hurt.
Yeah.
And Detroit just ran all over them. Another game where Jared Goff didn't have to do much. And Lions just got in there and got out.
I want to talk about the Lions since you brought them up. Is the NFC theirs to lose?
It has to be. Even though I don't think their pass rush is necessarily there. Like, even though
they acquired Zadarius Smith, right?
He's already questionable this week. But
chill out.
And it's also Zadarius Smith. He's a notorious guy who's been taking plays off even when he was in Minnesota. So I don't know if that's going to translate well in Detroit. So like, it has to be there to lose because it's so wide open to the point where it's like, you know how I feel. In order to win a Super Bowl, you need to have a top line pass rusher and a really good passing attack.
This gives me another question. If not the Lions to win the NFC, then who?
Hey, man.
If you had to pick one or 2 teams, 49ers, maybe? Because CMC's coming back. Huh?
Are they going to make it?
I think they will.
They have to make it.
The time is now.
They have to make it. San Fran has to make it.
What's the odds? Hold on.
Because are they winning their division, San Fran?
So, I mean, we can go look at standings and whatnot right now.
And it's gonna be it's gonna come off so.
So they're tied with the Rams and they're a game behind
Arizona,
the
and they lost to Arizona already.
Yeah,
they lost to the Rams already.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, but
that's gonna come down to the final couple games. I was looking at week 17. You know how they put 3 games on Saturday?
Yeah.
Rams Cardinals is one of them. I said this already decided. It was Rams Cardinals, Commanders Falcons, and then it was another game that I was like, yeah, that has to be. I think it was Bengals Broncos. I was like, that's probably gonna be it for the wild card.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because the wild card is crazy because the 49ers aren't even in the.
That's what I said.
They're not even in the real discussion for wild card
because it's like it's Philly there,
it's Philly and
Green
Minnesota
Bay.
and Green Bay.
Yeah,
all those teams are in the mix.
But to answer your question though, you said if I had to pick 2 teams right now that I think could dethrone the Lions, one, if I had to pick.
I'm about to look up odds.
One is the team they just played in Green Bay because I do think Jordan Love wasn't fully healthy that game.
I don't think he's going to be fully healthy at all this season.
I don't think he is either. And that's the scary part. However, Green Bay still only held that offense to 24 points even though they got ran all over.
True.
I do think in a game where it's not raining the whole entire game as well, because that was also a mess. It was a lot of it was a lot of drop passes.
For context,
Dontavian Wicks dropped another touchdown.
For context, real quick, as I'm speaking on it, the second best odds to win the NFC is the 49ers. Just reading the numbers.
I can't see
all.
Philly
I'm
going
just reading. I'm just reading.
I can't see Philly going into Detroit and winning right now. I can't see Philly doing it.
Do the Eagles implode the way they did last year?
They don't, but I just don't see Philly going into Detroit and winning. I don't see the Commanders going into Detroit and winning.
All I gotta say is, AJ Brown, brother, I hope you stay healthy because they ain't doing nothing without you, brother.
There's some teams
they should have lost. They should have lost to the Jaguars.
You know what team I think could beat them though?
Who?
And I wouldn't pick them to win the NFC, but there's a team that's getting hot in LA.
The Rams?
I think the Rams.
Mike Curry's third favorite team.
I think that they almost did it last year. They almost did it week 1, and that was without Puka.
Yeah.
So it's like.
That's true. That was a hell of a game.
I can see. I don't know. But if there's any team that I think could beat the Lions in the NFC, it's the Packers. And I know Omatic want to say something right now. Because I saw him put his hand up.
He say nothing.
I was putting my left hand up, just specific.
Oh, left hand up.
Specific. I think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. As the man that went to the last game the Commanders played in Detroit,
Oh, he did.
It wasn't that bad of a game. We had a terrible team. We have a better team now. I think.
That was that Aiden Hutchinson game.
Yeah. As a Michigan man, I was.
He was halfway happy.
Yeah. As a Michigan man, I enjoyed it all. But I think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I think I would definitely go 49ers. But after that, I mean, how could you not say us?
Plus 950 according to FanDuel Sportsbook.
How could you not say us after?
The Commanders are in the Super Bowl.
This is nuts.
They had like the percentages of who could win it, and like Commanders were in the top 5 at 8% only. Let's throw that out there. But to see that, I was just like, holy shit!
Just to still see it is
this is crazy.
It's something I didn't think we would see, especially not this soon.
Yeah, but I mean, the 49ers will get if they get help. I mean, once you get CMC, anything's possible.
Yeah, hopefully the red zone offense could be fixed.
You know, their defense is still good. So them, but I mean, after that, it's just like, come on now.
Facts. No, I agree.
Wait, something just happened that's very funny. The Ravens, they released Yannick Ngakoue in hopes to get him back on waivers. The Patriots just claimed him, and I'm just like, why did they even do that?
He went back to the Ravens?
Yeah,
I didn't even know
they released him, tried to get him back on his practice squad, but it's like the Patriots just claimed him. I know he's pissed, but I want to talk about the Rams a little bit. Just I already alluded to them.
So,
but
so are we off week 9? We're just discussing teams. I'm just wondering.
They play Seattle. I was about to talk about that.
Yeah, they did play Seattle. I heard that was a hell of a game.
It was a really good game.
I fell asleep.
It went into overtime.
AJ Brown depression hit me real hard.
It went into overtime, and we had Stafford's Demarcus Robinson for the game. One-handed catch. It was a crazy throw.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row, yeah.
Geno looked bad. And I've been a really pro Geno guy, but he threw 3 interceptions, including a 104-yard pick six. I think it was 104 yards around there. 104-yard pick six. He did not look his sharpest.
No,
but JSN had a crazy game.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
If it wasn't for all the holding penalties, he realistically could have had like 280 yards.
They say he should have went for like 250.
It was ridiculous. That's all I want to say about that game. But let me sound off on the Colts.
Sign off on the Colts.
We sound off on the Colts.
You got to sound off on the Colts and the Cowboys. All right, let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the Colts because Cowboys might take a little minute. But Indianapolis, man, we benched Anthony Richardson. To only get.
Said we. He really Hey yo, this is really his AFC team for this season. You can tell.
We benched Anthony Richardson. And now we don't have the run game going, and the pass game looked bad. Joe Flacco was really good in the 3 games he played. Well, 2.5 games he played. One, he had a 14-point lead against the Steelers. The other one was against Jacksonville, which is one of the worst defenses in football. And then the Tennessee game, he did not look his best, but they did win that Tennessee game. That Jacksonville game I talked to, he lost. So I was trying to figure out what's the method. We're putting him in here. I keep saying we're putting him in here against Minnesota, a team who rushes the passer at a very good rate. And what happened? He got sacked a lot. Anthony Richardson was at least evading these sacks. And then the other thing with Joe Flacco was he was really good on 3rd down in these 3 games. That's something that's not sustainable over a long period of time. He was borderline perfect on 3rd down. Yeah. He was horrible on 3rd down again. And then the offense only got 6 points. 6 total points. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do you even... Not saying you can't put Anthony Richardson back out there, but it's like, obviously you got to go with Joe Flacco for this week. And how do we put Anthony Richardson back in? Like, we're still losing.
Yeah, I wanted to shout out my favorite YouTuber, Primetime Hitler. He's a Colts fan. He's from the DMV area as well. But he was talking about... He knows he has a personal relationship with Anthony Richardson, but he was just like... It's not his fault. He was saying what you were saying. He's like, we got Joe Flacco out there who can't even lead us to a scoring drive. He was like, what are we doing? So, I feel you guys' pain.
You guys is hilarious. All right, you said sound off on the Cowboys.
Yeah,
hey,
you
sound
have
off on. The season's over.
You were black again.
I didn't even mean to do it this time. But the season's over. I mean, Dak, we should shut him down for the rest of the season. He has no business being out there. Even when he is out there, I mean, the man was what? He was 7 for 7.
Shut him down and tell you, no, I can't draft Shadori. I paid that, but let me start.
They was talking about Travis Hunter, Deion Sanders, a new coach. I was like, nah, I don't even want that.
Shut him down for Travis Hunter.
I don't even want
that. Don't sound too bad. I ain't gonna lie.
It was funny though because somebody made a tweet. It was like Travis Hunter and Trayvon Diggs or Travis Hunter and CeeDee Lamb, whichever one sounds better.
I'm not gonna lie. It would behoove y'all to do that. But y'all aren't. It's too
not
much
even the fact that
ego.
even if we do shut Dak down, I think we win some
y'all
games.
Gonna win some games
and it's 9 2-loss teams right now. It's not even it's not even a point in tanking. Like there's a bunch of bad teams. However, we suck. Like it's just like yo, it was a point in this game where Dak was 7 for 7 and Rico was running for 10 yards a carry, and we were not 10 yards. It was like 5 yards a carry, and we were still down by 2 touchdowns. And I'm just like, it was nothing for us to do in this game. Ended up being a 1-possession game, but at the end of the day, it was no point in that game where I was like, we're gonna win. The only glimmer of hope I had was when we stopped them. It was before halftime. And it was 13-14, and we had the ball. And I told my mom, because I was watching with her, I was like, if we were a good team, the next time Kirk Cousins touched this ball, they would be down 27-14. However, we're not going to score. And if we didn't score, came out after halftime, and on 4th and 2, Mike McCarthy said, yo, let me take our $60 million quarterback off the field, and I'm going to throw a punter. I'm going to throw a punter out there, and we're going to pass the ball. I was like, yo, if we were going to go for it on 4th down, why not at least keep Dak out there?
You seen the Mike McCarthy? You seen the Darvin Ham photoshopped on the Mike McCarthy?
Yes, I did. And not only that, we tried to go for it another 4th down earlier, I think it was earlier in the game. Yo, why was there 12 men on the huddle, and why was the 12th man Dalvin Cook? And not only that, we lined up on the play, and CeeDee Lamb was the running back in the backfield. Like, I was just so confused on what was happening at all points in that game. It was another 4th down earlier in the game. It was 4th and 1. This man, Mike McCarthy, saw the defense and called a timeout for a jet sweep to CeeDee Lamb that didn't work. And I was just like, all right. I'm done.
Man.
I'm done. And then CeeDee playing through, that's one thing. CeeDee, outside of the Ravens game, I never understood the diva narrative with him. He was playing through a joint. Something was sprained in his shoulder.
AC joint sprain?
Yeah, I'm about to say he dropped the touchdown. I'm like, yo, if he was healthy, he's catching that touchdown. But yeah, that's all I got to say about the Cowboys.
They saying your family members want Cooper Rush.
That was ridiculous.
Cooper Rush in the game. I'm just saying what I saw on social media.
That was ridiculous. But
we done with NFL. I mean, we could talk weeks. We could talk this upcoming week.
Shout out the Chiefs, man. They won a good one on Monday night.
They still teetering, but
we could talk
it's
week
weird,
10,
bro. But let's discuss this week, man. Let's discuss
we said
week 10, man. Week 10 is here already. Wow.
We're gonna start with the Commanders. I know that's what we kind of always do.
No, we start with London, Germany game, 9:30 a.m. Giants laying points. Giants laying 6.5 points. In Germany.
Yo, I like the Commanders. I mean, I like the Panthers to cover. I know that sounds crazy.
Jonathan Brooks coming back, right?
Yeah.
Gonna see a little bit of him.
It's weird because this is strength on strength. Like the Panthers' offensive line has been quietly one of the best in the NFL. The Giants' defensive line has quietly been one of the best in the NFL. So you got a little strength on strength action there.
Oh, trench battle.
Yeah.
No sacks for the Giants.
Game.
No sacks for the Giants last week. Throw that out there.
Oh yeah, they didn't have any sacks last week.
How about that, man? Shout out to what's the guy? Brandon Coleman, left tackle. Got his first full start. He started the whole game, stayed at left tackle the whole game. Did not allow a sack, so shout out to him. But yeah, Brian Burns' revenge game in this game.
I lean Panthers. This is a weird game.
Yeah,
this is a weird game.
Weird. They always put these weird games on early in the morning.
Nah, they said this is our revenge for Hitler.
Chill out, fool. Chill out, fool.
Giants and Panthers over there.
Man, we in some sensitive times, man. But hey, right there for you. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't want to take too much from it. All I gotta say is, give Malik Neighbors the damn ball. Respectfully.
Hey, shout out to Chuba Hubbard. He got paid too.
Yeah, he did get paid, man. A little 4-year deal, $32 million or something like
that. Their spending at the running back's kind of weird though. They got Miles Sanders on a long-term deal, Chuba Hubbard on a long-term deal. Drafted Jonathan Brooks in the second round. Hey, man, I don't know what they doing over there.
I gotta lean with the Panthers as well. But the Giants, please give Malik Neighbors the ball. He's your team. He's your offense.
Shout out Tyrone Tracy too.
Oh yeah, he been hooping too. He been balling. I ain't gonna cap. We go to Steelers Commanders. I think this game. I'm sure Matt is going to chime in on this one too.
I've been going back and forth.
This game is going to be a game because I talked to one of my coworkers. I'm gonna shout him out. Shout out my guy Harold. He's an OG, like my work dad for real. But he was telling me, and obviously this is common knowledge. But the Commanders, you look at the quality of wins. They haven't beaten a lot of teams, but you can only play who's in front of you, and that's also the benefit of having a 4-play schedule. But I think this game is going to be a true test, not just for the coaching staff, not just for Dan Quinn, but also Jaden Daniels, and just for the entire team in general.
You get the Steelers coming off a bye.
Steelers coming off a bye as well. I'm not sure how
Mike Tomlin is off a bye.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I figure he's a good coach, so I figure he probably will after a bye. I think O'Man is looking it up right now, but it should be a hell of a game. Should be a chess match. I think it's going to be a really good game. I really want to see how many Steelers fans pull up because Northwest Stadium is now it's lit in that jail now. But I know Steelers fans do travel, so there will be some black and yellow in the building.
This is still a team the Cowboys beat this year.
That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. What you just said has so many layers. That's wild. But yeah, it should be a hell of a game. I'm not gonna put no winner on us. He told us at 44.5, maybe under spot. But I think it's gonna be a good game. I can't call it, but what you guys think?
I don't know what Tomlin's record is after a bye, but that kind of makes me lean Steelers. I mean, they've been able to run the ball effectively. Russell Wilson has actually looked a little. He's been cooking lately.
I do want to see how the offensive line does against T.J. Watt, because I don't think the Commanders have played too many premier pass rushers. Have we?
Jesus, no.
I was gonna say.
This is a crazy stat. Mike Tomlin, straight up after a bye, 13-4.
I figured he had to be good, bro.
11-9. Against the spread after a bye, but 13-4 straight up after a bye. That's since I'm here. I think this game looks a lot like the Ravens game. The last of our AFC North divisional opponent to play, 2-1, beat the Bengals, beat the Browns. Obviously lost to the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens. I think it was a dominating game by them. I think they only lost by a touchdown or something like that. I think it's probably a similar game. I think to your point, I don't think we've played a T.J. Watt.
Yeah,
I don't think we've played a Minka Fitzpatrick. I don't think we've played guys like that. I would say, the Steelers' offense, granted, ever since Russ took over, has looked better. But I don't think it's still polished. And, if we had a better defense, I would be like, oh, yeah, we could probably win this game. It's still, I said this last week. I probably said it every single week. We've talked about a Commander game. It's very weird that we are in a realm where we're expected to win. We are laying 2.5 points here.
Yeah.
And in the past, right, how you say how many Steelers fans will be there. I still think Steelers fans will be there because they always travel well. Mm-hmm. But at one point in time, we did not have a home field advantage. I think, as you said, Northwest Stadium is packed out with our guys there, so I think that is an advantage. That said, as I said on the Annie Up podcast on Wednesday, I will be staying away from this game, but I will be watching it. My uncle's a Steelers fan.
I think it's a game where you tease the Steelers.
Yeah, teasing them is probably great. But I think it really comes down to who establishes their will. We know what we want to do. We want to control the rock, run the rock, have long drives, and I think they want to do the same. And who doesn't? I
was going to say, Najee Harris has been told
ever since, the last 3 weeks or something, over 100 yards. So it's just you're coming off a bye, too. And it's just damn. We haven't had our bye yet. We haven't taken any lumps yet, and that's what I think, as a Commander fan, scares me. We're 7-2, right? We've escaped a couple of wins we shouldn't have had. We haven't taken those lumps yet, and I wouldn't even be mad if we lose this game.
I wouldn't either.
And then we have to,
After hearing you talk, I lean Steelers. I do want to let's discuss
George Pickens versus Lattimore too.
Yeah, that's what I want to discuss. You got Marshawn Lattimore.
We know Lattimore's want to get under somebody's skin, and George Pickens wants for his tempers to flare up. So
Lattimore's having a really good season this year too. So
shout out to Lattimore, man.
Just go over there and check him. Is all you need. You don't need no scheme. Just go check.
Will Mike Williams get the best of St. Juice? Mike Williams on the Steelers too. Hey, Preston Smith revenge game too.
Oh yeah, Preston Smith did get traded to the Steelers this week too. This is gonna be a good game, man. I'm actually leaning Steelers.
I would say there's a theme here. I've been saying the last time I've seen somebody. Last time Russell Wilson was at that time FedEx Field. I was there. This is 3 years ago. They lost. He didn't win. So we might have that on there as well.
I remember that game.
It was November 29th, literally the day before my birthday. I remember being there. I think it was a Thursday. I was very drunk. I walked home. It was a lot going on. But we won. I think it was like 19-10 or some weird shit like that.
I remember that too.
I vividly remember Russ. Didn't he throw an interception? I'm making it up.
Yeah, it was. He didn't look good. This was like the decline of Russ.
I remember him looking bad in that game.
Commanders, though, before we move on, Commanders do have the Eagles on Thursday.
Absolutely. So kind of like a look ahead. You play your two Pennsylvania teams, but obviously you got to play. You got to beat this. I would think you're not looking ahead playing the Steelers, right? You're playing a damn near good team. So, and then we got to get into that next week. So,
you have any extra thoughts to this? Nah. All right, let's move on, man. Broncos Chiefs. I can't.
This might be nasty, bro.
Broncos 5-4 though, man. This is interesting, but I do want to say that I've been saying this. The Chiefs are definitely teetering, bro. They're teetering on the loss, but it's just like when these games come up.
It's a division game. Anything can happen, but facts. I don't know. You don't blitz Mahomes, and that's what the Broncos do.
Yeah.
Especially when now he has another safety valve and DeAndre Hopkins to go to, who really got it going last week against Tampa. Like, you would assume Surtain's going to be on him, but they be using him they've been using Hopkins in the slot a lot, and it's like, who gets the Travis Kelce matchup?
DeAndre Hopkins too, man. 2 TDs last week.
Kelce has been amazing, and Kareem Hunt, he might average 3.7 yards a carry, but I'm telling you, it's been the most effective 3.7 yards a carry I've ever seen in my life. So it's like, and then it's like for the Broncos on the other side, offense doesn't got going. Like, Bo Nix and the offense had chances, especially, was that last week when they played Baltimore?
Yeah.
Last week against Baltimore.
I said the Broncos were going to get smoked.
Bo Nix definitely had chances, but it's like, he hasn't been able to throw the ball over the middle of the field. And that's been the main problem for him. I mean, he's been able to throw the ball deep down the sideline, and even in the Baltimore game, it was a 4th down. He missed Troy Franklin on a touchdown.
Out.
Oh.
Just seen it on there.
I
Steelers money line, bro.
And Brian Robinson didn't practice again.
I'm not about the cow. Steelers money. But anything else on Broncos Chiefs? I don't want to spend too much time.
Chiefs should win.
Next game, Vikings Jaguars. Just saw on the ticker, Trevor Lawrence likely out.
Shut Trevor Lawrence down for the rest of the season.
I mean, he might as well.
The worst part is he's been playing really well this season.
Say
he had a really good game last week against Philly, but Mac Jones might he might start seeing ghosts this week against Brian Flores' defense.
Jones,
I believe they signed C.J. Beathard just to start.
I think he was on their team last year.
Hey, Mac Jones, he led the preseason in passer rating.
Next game, brother. Falcons Saints. I'm not spending too much time on this, but the line being 3.5 is eyebrow.
I weirdly think the Saints can win this game.
You want me to find out the morale of the team?
Hey,
I'll go find out if you want me to. Well, I need to. I need
they
to
said
know
they was in the locker room
team.
wearing Merry Christmas shirts for their new interim coach Rizzy.
Okay, bro.
I think I saw something that said every one of the NFC South divisional games have all went over.
I think Rome said that in the chat.
So
he said he's looking to fade that.
I actually like that as well, and I typically don't like to align with Rome, but I like that.
Hey, shout out Rome, man. They normally don't align. Hashtag too many legs.
Another big Kamara week.
About that after the
Another big Kamara week.
That's my guy, AK, man. Same for life, bro. Same for life. But you say you think the Saints win this game?
I said I think there's a world where they can win this game.
This might be like the last like let's go type of game.
I just have a weird feeling.
I mean, they said I saw something that said if they were to lose their 8th game in a row, it would be the first time it happened since like 1980. Yeah,
like that's what I was telling you when I first saw the game. I think it was on Tuesday. I was like, "Yo, do the Saints really lose 8 games in a row? Like that just sounds crazy to me."
Bro.
Even though I predicted them to win 5-4 games like to start the season, but 8 in a row just sounds crazy.
It sounds wild, bro. It sounds wild.
Especially after the start they had.
2-0 start. Smack
Scoring
City
40
both times.
in both of the games.
Next game, 49ers Bucks. I like the Niners, bro.
Yeah, you skipped the game.
I did.
I don't know. I don't know which way you're looking at
know
them.
my order.
Yeah, but
well, yeah, this is my order. What I skipped though?
did you skip Drake versus Caleb?
Yeah, that's not in my order. Yeah, it's still coming up.
Okay.
It's still coming up. Yeah, it's 2 games away. 49ers Bucks.
The Buccaneers defense is too ravaged to win this game. I feel like last week. I mean, that's what happens when you have a defensive head coach. Though they don't go for 2 in that situation. I don't even think going for 2 was necessarily like the best call because I know William was talking about it in the group chat and I was just like, I mean, he's still giving the ball back to Mahomes with 30 seconds and 3 timeouts. So like, I genuinely think the same thing would have happened regardless.
Facts. No, facts. The game still would have
lost. But it's just like I kind of feel bad for Baker, man. He's been playing some really good football. He's throwing to K. Otten.
K. Otten, shout out to him.
Sterling Shepard. He looked really good on Monday Night Football.
That's his college teammate.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard looked really good on Monday night. But yeah, I just think the the Buccaneers defense is too ravaged. We get Christian McCaffrey coming back this week. Mm-hmm. Should be a San Fran after a bye. I don't know what Shanahan record is after a bye, but I assume
like
it has to be good.
All that after a bye. I'm not gonna cap. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it don't even matter.
I say the 49ers coming off a bye week.
Next game, Bills Colts. I saw some injury news on the ticker as well.
Yeah, Michael Pittman don't matter.
They said Keon Coleman already been ruled out. Amari Cooper's questionable.
Michael Pittman's out, but like I said, he don't matter.
Also out. I don't even know what to. Like, it feels square to say Bills win, but like
the Bills pass rush gets after Flacco. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Bills run defense hasn't been good, but Jonathan Taylor also wasn't that good without Anthony Richardson. So it's like
I gotta take the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills are gonna win this game.
Bills -4, huh? Next game, Patriots Bears. Picks 1 and 3 in the draft.
May versus Williams.
Surgeon versus Caleb. Line is Bears are laying 6. I don't know what to make of this game.
Yo, if the Patriots had anybody, they literally had one more good player on their offense, I would pick the Patriots to win this game. Yo, Drake May had. I need to find the actual tweet.
What, the 200 yards in each game?
No, not even that. What was it? Just talk for a second while I find this.
I do want to say Drake May's been balling though. I was talking to my dad about Drake May. We were talking about the rookie quarterbacks as a whole. And we were talking about how this. Remember, we've been talking about this for a minute on the pod, but this rookie class of quarterbacks has been one of the best. I would say so far ever. You know, obviously Jaden Daniels has been remarkable, rookie of the year, in odds wise MVP. Like 5th in MVP odds. But Drake May's been playing well, and Drake May hasn't had a lot of talent. Caleb's been okay. Huh?
I got the stat right
here.
You
got the stat. Go ahead.
The Patriots last week against Tennessee, 315 yards of total offense.
Oh, that's
Drake May had accounted for 301 of those yards.
Hey, they say he's a surgeon, bro.
He's ridiculous.
They say he's a surgeon. And he's more mobile than I thought he was, too, by the way. Mm-hmm. He's way more mobile. And like, whoa. Like that's how mobile he is. But got to get him some weapons. The Patriots should invest.
If the Cardinals was able to get out there, Caleb, I have no reason to believe the Patriots can't do the same thing.
Yeah, facts. No, facts. I lean Pats. Next game, Titans Chargers.
Chargers take care of bad teams. They've been doing it all season.
Shout out, Jim Harbaugh smells blood, bro. And that's one thing I know about Jim Harbaugh. There's no such thing as a look ahead under Jim Harbaugh. And maybe to Ohio State, but when back then, like he would look ahead past Nebraska to Ohio State. But what I'm saying is, Jim Harbaugh is like a no-nonsense type of dude. Like, hey, every game matters. We're gonna beat the hell out of this team, and they probably will. They're gonna get after Will Levis. I'm taking the Chargers here. I know
this goes without saying, but Justin Herbert looked really, really good last week.
He looked sharp. Next game, Bink. Eagles, Cowboys. Talk to me. We can also talk about Nick Sirianni leaking.
No, that was
Jalen Hurts' ankle injury.
That was ridiculous. I would rather talk about that. They really asked Sirianni. Well, Sirianni said, they asked him. They said, "Why was Jalen Hurts rested?" He was like, "The ankle injury." And
this
then,
is the head coach, ladies and gentlemen.
The reporter was like, "What ankle injury?" He wasn't on the injury report. And then Eagles PR came down and said, "No, it was a rest day. He doesn't have an ankle injury." And Sirianni was like, "Oh yeah, he doesn't have an ankle injury. He was just resting." So I'm like, "Yo, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, no, that's bad.
It's just
that's bad, bro.
It's just certain things. Like when the Eagles PR has to come down and say something, it's like, man, that's something like you should know not to say, right?
What if? Imagine if they didn't come down there. How horrible that would have ended.
Sirianni looked so confused during the whole entire interview. But anyway, talking about the game, I mean, we get Micah Parsons back, we get Deron Bland back, but it's like for what at this point? I do think our pass rush will look different with Micah Parsons back. I mean, it looked good last week against Atlanta with Carl Lawson having 2 sacks and him being our leading pressure getter. But end of the day, Saquon's gonna have a day. Kellen Moore revenge game. I
forgot about that. Another angle.
I don't even look much into that, but because he played us last year with LA and they didn't do much. But I don't got much to say about this game. We're gonna lose.
I think the Cowboys will cover this game. They will cover the
CD's
spread.
off the injury report completely.
I think they will cover the spread. And
what's it, 7.5?
We were talking earlier. It's going to end in dramatic fashion, and like they're going to look competent with Cooper Rush back there. I think they'll cover though.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing one possession
cover
games.
7.5. Next game, Jets Cardinals.
It should be a good one.
Is the time now for the Jets? Because they won on Thursday Night Football.
It has to be.
It's
no
gotta be.
other
I
time.
think. No, I'm saying, but obviously is the time now. But what I'm more so saying is this where they're about to start putting together some wins?
I don't know, man. Arizona's look really good.
Arizona.
It's also
is a good
time now
team.
for the
Shout
Cardinals.
out
If they really want to be serious and get a playoff spot, this is a game they have to win.
Yeah.
We will look back at the end of the
laying points on
season.
the road, 1.5. That's interesting.
We'll look back at the end of the season and be like, man, they really needed that Jets game.
Cardinals 3 games in a row. So it's interesting.
That's interesting as well.
We were talking about this on Annie Up. The Jets run defense stinks, and what do we always look up on Sunday and see? James Conner doing crazy stuff. So something's got to give there. Jets passing defense, as we all know, is great. Cardinals passing offense stinks. So it's just like something's got to give there. It doesn't look like it's in the favor for the Cardinals, but as we said, this is a game that they would need. The Jets needed too. Both of them need it.
Gannon, he's been a really good coach.
The Cardinals do lead their division, so both teams need this game. These are my favorite type of games where you got both teams. You don't have to question max motivation. It's just there.
And especially with the team with the better record being the underdog in this game at home.
Yeah, home dog in the desert. Next game, Sauce Gardner MHJ matchup should be cool. Mm-hmm. Next game, Sunday nighter, Lions Texans.
I want to say this.
Nico Collins did practice.
He should be playing, but the Lions,
Michigan man,
they come out in every big game. Like you see them, like they look like the better prepared team every time. What's the last big game they? I guess the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I guess it was against Dallas last year, and that's a game they probably should have won. Like they come out, they look prepared in all these big games, and I think that has a big testament to the coaching staff. We talk about Ben Johnson a lot. He's looking for $15 million a year on the open market.
I like that you put Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn. I mean, Dan Campbell, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is another game where it's like Houston, their pass defense has been one of the best in football. It's another game where they could probably get ran on. We talk about Jahmyr Gibbs. He didn't have that good of a game last week, but he didn't need to. We talk about David Montgomery. Like, this is the game where those guys will get going. It's not going to be a big Amon-Ra day. It's not going to be a big Laporta day. It's not going to be... Is Jameson Williams back this week from his suspension? I think he is.
Yep.
Probably not a big Jameson Williams day. It's going to be a lot of Montgomery and Gibbs. It's going to be a lot of let's take the air out of Houston's sails and let's win the game that way.
Should be an interesting game. I don't even know where I'm leaning, but
I lean Detroit.
I just like to watch Sunday night football.
I'll say this. I said this on the podcast probably once or twice, and I always shout out P for this stat. Texans as underdogs.
They do be covering
6-0 against the spread.
Home dog.
And here that just underdogs in general. That said, they're underdogs by 4. They're at home. They're debuting their Suwu jerseys, all red jerseys. If Nico's back, that does change things.
Definitely.
What was the cornerback that got ejected? Branch. You know, he should be back. I think that's some motivation there. I got ejected. Let's play these guys hard.
Yeah.
That said, I think, as P says, you know, he has a system. I mean, I would have to lean Texans here just to cover that. And secondly, if Nico does play, Nico has a streak of 60-plus receiving yards at home. I think it's at like 9 or 10 games.
You're going to catch good value
This is
on
going to be a
this one,
dramatic
too.
game. I feel like
You're
he's
going
going
to
to
catch
come down to
real
the
good
wire.
value on this one because the number's going to be low.
If he plays.
If he-
But he's hit
even
it
if
like
he-
9 or 10 games. Even
Dell also just got put on
the
an
game
injury
that he got
report
hurt, he hit it on one play. So the streak is still alive. So if you're listening and he plays, play Nico 60-plus, whatever.
I think he's going to play.
I don't know. This is a game that you should want to play and get up for, and they need him. You've been out for a while. Like, get out there and play. So
For sure.
it's going to be a beautiful Sunday night game.
Yo, this is ridiculous. I'm just watching him throw the ball to Cade Odd and Sean Tucker and Rashad White just consistently.
It's all bad.
All right, and then we got the Monday nighter Dolphins Rams.
I lean Miami. They came out.
It's
They
now or
lost.
never two for them.
They lost the last 3 games. They lost what to the Colts by what?
The Rams.
The Rams. Miami, they just lost to the Colts by 6, lost to the Cardinals by 1, and lost to the Bills by 3.
I do think
I just feel like
this will be a game. My bad, I ain't mean to cut you
the
off.
Dolphins lose 4 in a row, especially with Tua back. I feel like this is a game where Tyreek Hill could
But it's
really
like, what is
do
we
his
saying,
thing.
though? Yeah, I can see the Dolphins losing 4 in a row. They're not good. I can see, it's a world I can see it, but it should be a game. I know you're about to get to that point. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle hasn't got in the box yet.
He scored last week.
He scored last week.
He had 2 catches for -4 yards and a touchdown.
He did. That's right. He did. I did see that. So Jalen Waddle, well, I know he hasn't had a good season.
Even Tyreek Hill hasn't had that spectacular Tyreek Hill game we're accustomed to.
How often do we get 4 receivers of this caliber in a game?
In the same game, Cooper Kupp and Puka on the other side. This is going to be a tough
This is
one, man.
perfect for Monday night. I'm not gonna lie.
This is a really good Monday nighter too. I can't.
On Veterans Day too. Hey, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's get the NBA big because we were talking about it earlier.
Oh my God,
You,
man.
you can lead the way, man. It's definitely some topics we could discuss for sure.
I feel like I'll be doing a disservice to not start talking about Golden State, man.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
came out.
They've been
They
hooping.
played really good against Boston a few days
And
ago.
prior to that, because Steph was out. Steph was out until the Wizards game. They're 7-1 right now.
They've been hooping. They're tied for the top seed in the West with the Suns and the Thunder, and it's just like they keep finding ways, man. Like we
Buddy
thought
Hield's
this,
been hooping.
we thought this was the death of them without Klay Thompson, but it's like you said, Buddy
That
Hield.
wasn't the reason.
Well, I guess that's not. I mean, that's not the reason. But obviously, they had a bad season last year, but no Klay Thompson, and now we got guys like Buddy Hield stepping up. Who knows how long it's going to be? Because we know Buddy Hield's always been hit or miss in his career.
Yeah.
But Steph hasn't even been looking like Steph Curry. Like it's such
Not
a
yet.
weird dynamic to the team. It's been defense.
I think it's Steve Kerr. As shitty as of a job he did in the Olympics, I think that did something to him. Because this is just coaching. Their roster is just. You look at their. I was watching the game last night, and I was like, yo, how are they? 7-1? Like who is on this roster? Like who is on the roster? So
They got a good one against Cleveland tonight.
you have to attribute that to coaching. I think, and, I guess from Kerr doing.
And I'm a guy that's been critical of Steve Kerr. I never thought he was all that.
Yeah.
I never thought he was all that.
Go to the Olympics, you coach these people, and then you bring us back to your roster of nobody. And here you are 7-1. So I think you have to give some kudos to him for this stuff.
Absolutely. So so in that same breath, let's segue because you said you got to give credit to the Warriors, but let's give credit to their opponent tonight, Friday night. At the
Cavs are
time of
9-0.
recording, the Cavaliers 9-0.
And like I said, they
head
didn't-
coach Kenny Atkinson is their coach this year. He's been having those guys play really well.
I remember last week I came in and said they haven't played nobody. Well, now they beat the Bucks twice. In 2 games they probably shouldn't have won, but they came out and won against the Bucks. They beat the Knicks. They got the Celtics in 2 weeks, which is going to be a really good one because they're in the same group for the in-season tournament. So, but yeah, I mean the Cavs have been coming out. Donovan Mitchell. I don't even want to talk about Donovan Mitchell, specifically Darius Garland. Yeah. He has looked very well. He's played very well
That's
this
one
season.
of Mike's guys. If you know, man. Shout out DG. But I like Darius Garland.
Yeah, remember we saw him in the park in 2K?
We seen him in the park in 2K20. Shout out to Darius Garland.
Yo, no, wait, speaking of seeing people in the park, this is just funny. Because Chase Brown got put on IR, and then an hour later, my roommate Brian got into a rec game with Chase Brown and Isaiah McKenzie. That was actually hilarious.
That's funny.
Not Chase Brown, Zach Moss.
Zach Moss.
I'm the wrong person. But yeah.
Correct team though.
Yeah, back to the NBA though. Suns 7-1. I said before the season this was going to be a really good team, and they're proving me right.
Yeah, it's definitely a couple of things as to why they're playing well. They have a true point guard in Tyus Jones. Mike Budenholzer, I've always given him slack, but he's been an excellent head coach in the regular season. He's always been that. You remember those Hawks teams used to win a bunch of games, but ultimately losing LeBron James in the playoffs. But Mike Budenholzer, he's been a good coach, man. He's a coach that comes from that Greg Popovich coaching tree as well. But he's a good coach, man. And obviously, you have all-world talent. You have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker.
People try to discredit Tyus Jones on Twitter.
Say what?
People try to discredit Tyus Jones on Twitter. They're like, look, he's just giving it to Kevin Durant.
He's not a flashy player,
but it's like they wasn't doing that last year.
He wasn't doing that. He's a perfect floor general, and I wanted them to trade for him at the trade deadline. I feel like you could have got him from the Wizards last year. They were obviously sellers, not a good team at all, but he's been one of the huge difference makers for the Suns. So shout out Tyus, man.
And it's just
Duke guy too. Shout out.
It's so funny watching the Suns because you're watching I'm just going to throw a team out there like Minnesota. You got Anthony Edwards swinging into the corner. It's like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Now it's Kevin Durant swinging into the corner. It's Devin Booker or Bradley Beal. It's like, man, that's actually insane to look at.
No, definitely.
Yusuf Nurkic just sucked this year, but that's another story for another day. He's been horrible. He's actually hasn't been good this year, but
who else we got to talk about?
I wanted to talk about two players specifically. One of them was Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
He's kind of looked different this year, in my opinion, especially shooting the ball wise. Obviously he's forced to shoot a lot more now with Karl-Anthony Towns being gone, and now teams are just sagging off of Julius Randle in the corner. But
you said what happened?
He has answered the call. This is what I didn't expect him to. He's shooting like 9 threes a game right now, and I'm just like, this is not his game. But
I think it's 12.
Oh shoot,
the Olympics, bro.
Let me look, man.
He's been shooting that pill. And the other guy, it's a guy who's had a different fire in his eyes. My guy Jason Tatum, he's averaging 30 a night.
Is this the fire from not playing in the Olympics?
I 100% think that's what it is. He's averaging 37 and 5 and...
He averaging 37?
No, 37 rebounds and 5 assists. He's not averaging 37 points. No, averaging 37 points a game.
7 rebounds and 5 assists. Yeah. Okay. I'm about to say, hold on, fool. What about
shooting 35% from 3 on... I know he's shooting 11 attempts a night. So, he's been hoisting them up there, and they've been falling. And it's even when his jump shot wasn't falling, I believe it was the Pacers game this year, he was getting to the basket at will, and they still hit the 3 to send him in overtime. So, it's like...
Anthony Edwards is attempting 11 threes a night.
That's ridiculous.
But he's making 5. He's shooting 46% from 3. Shout out Ant-Man, bro. I've been watching Starting 5, bro. I like you, man. I always liked him, but Starting 5 made me like him even more, man. Shout out Ant-Man, bro. One of them ones, for real.
I feel like a team we always talk about who's kind of gotten back on track, even without Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, is the Denver Nuggets. They've been looking really well this past couple games.
They beat the Thunder, right?
They beat the Thunder, yeah.
Yeah, the Thunder, their first L.
I didn't watch that game live, so I was kind of box score watching it. I just see Russ had 26, 9, and 9, but he was a minus 14. Everybody was in the starting lineup.
I'm not a big plus minus guy, but I know that's
plus
bad.
13, but he was a minus 14. I was just like, how? I need to go back and actually watch that game.
Yo, this 124 to 120. Wow. I wish I watched that game. Jokic had 20 boards. Good God Almighty.
Yeah.
I wish I watched that game.
Lakers have been slumming recently. I'll let you lead the way with them.
I talked about this before the season started. I said this is going to be a team that's going to have some growing pains. Obviously, have regressed following that 3-0 start, but they just, you're running a new offense, and you're running stuff, and you got guys with like D'Angelo Russell. I need him off the team tomorrow. That Grizzlies, the sequence of why JJ Redick benched him in the Grizzlies game and do a little he did a mini tantrum in the chair. I get it because I watched the sequence. It was a minute and a half sequence. He chucks up a bad 3. I think the next defense he didn't rotate. Then he gets the ball in the corner, tries to shoot a step back 3. I think it was over Jay Huff. It was 10 seconds left on the shot. Not like he had to shoot that shot. Jay Huff blocks it. Bro, he just don't... I don't think he's mature enough to play with this team. And obviously he should be. He got drafted like 9 years ago. But
who you trade him for though?
The thing is, it's not can we get value for him, but teams like, we want D'Angelo Russell, but you're gonna have to give us 3 firsts. I don't know what our team looks like.
You think you get Brogdon?
Malcolm Brogdon is the perfect mature player to be on this team.
His problem is just health. But
yeah, but he can shoot it. He can be a floor general. Malcolm Brogdon has been around the block.
I can't even think of another guard on the market.
Brogdon said his lifelong dream was to be a Washington Wizard, so he's not.
Hey, yo, ain't no cap though.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Yo, never heard anybody say.
The Lakers gotta try to do some biz with the Wizards, bro. And the Wizards
even if
have
it's
done
not,
us a few favors.
I was seeing.
It's not Brogdon. Sadiq Bey could be an interesting piece for y'all.
I was seeing Trae Young.
Can we get Brogdon and Valanciunas?
I was seeing Trae Young. Leave Valanciunas alone too. We need vets on this.
Somebody
squad.
put a Trae Young trade out. It was like, let me get you a good player for about 3 bad players.
Yeah. Take Trae.
It's gonna be a process. JJ Redick said this is gonna be a process-oriented team. So
we was
expect
talking about
the growing pains.
We was talking about this before the podcast. The Bucks and the Sixers, man.
So I'm not gonna beat down on the Sixers, but the Bucks, I'm gonna have.
I was about to ask if there's any team either between those two teams who's gonna make a run first. I would say it's Philly. I'm about to say I would say it's Philly too.
Paul George just came back, but he came back and Tyrese Maxey is out.
Can I talk about Paul George real quick?
Yeah, we can.
Yo, that Suns game irritated the mess.
Is that the game when he took the final shot?
Yes.
And Maxey had the hot hand.
Maxey had 31 on like.
Waved him off.
I'm not even a big.
Yeah, he waved him off.
I'm not even a big usage rate guy, but he had like a 23% usage rate or something. Paul George had like 14 on like a 34% usage rate. I was just like, yo, Maxey just been very efficient this game. It was just like shooting pull-up threes and just stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, give that man the ball. Like, I can get it in, like, they were talking about something. We trying to get Paul George in the rhythm. It didn't need to be that game.
In fact,
not on the last shot.
Yeah, not on the last shot, bro. If you don't got the rhythm, you're not going to get it.
Y'all are, I don't remember the record was at the time, but y'all are 1-6. Y'all need to win. Granted, the East sucks right now.
It does.
Like, the Nets are 4-4 in the 3rd seed in the conference right now. The East sucks, so they have a bunch of time to get back.
They got some wiggle room for sure.
But it's like you want, especially when you're a team like Philly. Last year, you played New York in the first round. You don't want to be in that same spot again where now you're playing Boston or Cleveland in the first round and we don't know if you're going to win anymore.
Yeah.
Like, we need, if I'm Philly, I'm thinking we need to be a top at least 5 seed in the conference.
Respectfully. No, I totally agree, man. They have to get healthy.
But yeah, I'm going to let you sound off on the Bucks.
And Joel Embiid hasn't played yet. So once he's back, obviously it's going to change things for them. And remind everybody he's Joel Embiid. But for the Bucks, man,
shout out Doc, man.
I just don't know with this team because I don't get it.
Brook Lopez has fell off a cliff offensively and defensively.
That's
this year.
expected though. He's an older player, but they just don't have it, man. Obviously, Dame can score, but Dame can get scored on. And then on the
Gary Trent has not been good this year.
I forgot who was guarding Donovan Mitchell.
It was Gary Trent.
Giannis, why aren't you taking the challenge? And I know he hasn't been doing it, but
my thing is,
at some point, when are you gonna take the challenge?
I don't even know how you like. It was going to be a mismatch somewhere on the floor at the end of the day.
For sure.
It was going to be a mismatch somewhere on the floor. It was either going to be Darius Garland. And it's like, who do you even hide Gary Trent? I guess it's Isaac Okoro.
That was a tough shot that Donovan Mitchell hit, too. It was a hell of a shot.
Yeah, it was a crazy shot.
But, yeah, this is what happens.
The Bucks just don't have the personnel.
This is what happens when you have Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham on your staff.
They just don't have the personnel, especially to match up with teams defensively.
Yeah.
Especially without Brook Lopez playing like Brook Lopez.
Yeah, they need a big. They need an athletic
big. They need a wing. They need everything.
Chris Middleton, whenever he's
still not
back,
gonna play
whatever
defense.
version they get of him, I'm sure that will help in some capacity. But
and one thing
they need more.
I know I kind of,
but they're stuck. They're still stuck with this team.
I hate how people are kind of looking at the Drew Holiday trade right now in retrospect, talking about they shouldn't have traded for Damian Lillard. Yes, they should have. That's what Giannis wanted. At the end of the day, they got hurt last year. Who knows? They could have gave Boston some work in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
But they weren't healthy. It's very unfortunate that they weren't healthy. But you can't look back and say Drew Holiday's not going to fix this team.
Nah.
They have better point of attack defense. Okay, now what? Now they can't score on
Now
offense.
they can't score, yeah.
Like, they needed to trade for Dame. I just don't like how people are looking at the trade in retrospect.
Nah, for sure. Anything else in the association we should discuss? I think we're good, honestly. I think we're good, man. But
hey, shout out to DeMar DeRozan. We was talking about him.
oh
earlier.
yeah. Let's give him his flowers, man. He been hooping, bro. He been really hooping. Sacramento's the perfect spot for him, man. It's a team that I think I said this on the preview, but like you got De'Aaron Fox, you got that Sabonis pick and roll. You got Keegan Murray, who's a great shooter, but you don't have the intermediate mid-range guy who can go get you a bucket when you need it. And now they have that with DeMar. So shout out to him. I think it's a perfect fit for him. They still not stopping nobody defensively, but
they wasn't going to do that anyway.
It wasn't going to do that anyways.
Hey, this is a big change from Harrison Barnes to DeMar DeRozan.
Nah, for sure, 100%. But
hey, and last thing,
yeah,
I need Victor Wembanyama to stop shooting so many threes.
Me and my coworker were talking about that too because he's a Spurs fan. But yeah,
So many threes.
Me and Jalen were talking about this yesterday. Once he gets there, like, fuck y'all. I'm going to the cup every time, bro. I'm 7'4", 7'5", bro. Y'all can't stop me.
Yo, his flight was safe.
And I don't even curse on the pod, but he has to develop that. Like, F all of this, bro.
Yo, they were up.
I'm not bailing y'all. Because if he's not already in rhythm, if he's in rhythm, cool. Keep shooting them gems. But
They
I
were
think
up
the other night
26 against the Clippers.
Yeah. It's like, bro.
And it's like, yo.
You're bailing the team out, bro. Go to the cup, bro. Zubac is not messing with you, bro.
Hey, I know you Norman Powell, though.
Yeah, Norman Powell been hooping. Norman Powell been hooping. Him and Zubac been hooping.
Yo, just imagine the Clippers had like a defensive wing who could also give you 25 a night.
Oh, wow. Wonder who that would be.
Just imagine.
Not Kawhi, man. But, yeah, man. I want to thank everybody for listening. Want to thank everybody for continued love and support. Shout out Soundman Behind the Lens. It's going to be a minute before we get this view again, but we're going to keep pushing out the content. Shout out Bink as always, and we're signing out. Episode number 224 is done. Peace.
Peace.